I've started the stream. There it is. The channel is live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adventure on so many levels. We're playing Masks.
Woo!
Hello.
Done.
I am Christiana Ellis, and I am the Game Master. Our players tonight, Nobilis as Flare,
Whoosh.
Dove Archambault as Curie,
What are they going to put me in?
Lee Burdett as Mayhem,
Do I really gotta wear this?
You guys are jumping the gun a little bit. You're not in your outfits yet. And then I have them in the wrong windows. Oh boy, this is a whole thing. It takes me too long to get this every single time. Okay. Now, everybody. No, they're still not. How do okay. I thought I had this right. Everyone's in their wrong little windows. It's going to take me just a second. I don't know why I have so much trouble doing this every week. It feels like it should be straightforward, but now it's correct. Paul Weimer as Antares.
Welcome to Jubilee Cruise Lines, where you're a zombie all the time, not just at the 5 p.m. breakfast buffet.
And Jason Banks as Vanguard.
You know, honestly, guys, we could take a vacation. This is, I've never been on a cruise before.
A 5 p.m. breakfast buffet?
5 a.m. breakfast buffet.
Oh, I thought you said 5 p.m.
No, 5 a.m. breakfast buffet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sometimes you treat yourself to breakfast for dinner.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. That is
That's
true.
true.
Yeah.
But you're generally not a zombie at 5 p.m. on a cruise, I think.
Yeah, I don't know how
Well,
eggs.
depends on
Depends on how many zombies you've had.
Well, I'm glad we cleared all that up. Last time, when we last left our heroes, the teen superhero team known as the Harbor Kids, Ilanil, your new guest from another dimension, needed to recover her energy, and so she is still back at the headquarters resting up. But many of the rest of you took steps to advance your plan, whereupon you are going to try to gauge the Gunpowder Guardian's reaction to her via an elaborate prank, because why not, apparently. And this included a visit to Le Chef, a baker of an acquaintance's acquaintance, who is reputed to be able to deliver those giant cakes that you can hide a person inside. Mm-hmm. And so that errand was in progress. You've ordered this big old cake, but in the meantime, a new menace has started to spread within Halcyon City. It appears that a new cruise ship has come into port at Halcyon City Harbor and has disgorged into the city swarms of zombies dressed in tourist get-ups. And when they grab and bite ordinary citizens, those citizens also become tourists, and the cruise ship gets bigger. The Harbor Kids have evaded such a nasty fate so far, or would it be that nasty? But they have gotten aboard this strange, incredibly huge at this point, and elaborate cruise ship, and were greeted over the intercom by the cruise director, who welcomed you aboard and offered to get you some accoutrement to help you fit in to the cruise culture. So, where we last left you, you had gotten aboard the ship all the way at the rear of the ship, where you are currently standing amongst a bunch of it was a bunch of these lounge chairs that you have set up around yourselves as a barricade, because the cruise zombies are trying to get at you, and some of them have reached their arms through the little slats of these lounge chairs, and some of them are holding fancy cocktail drinks. And all of you, 4 of you, are currently in that spot, but Flair has flown away to the gift shop, supposedly, to get some, hopefully, tourist disguises, because Flair discovered that when they were disguised themselves as a tourist, the zombies seemed to ignore them. So maybe that will help. But in the meantime,
In the meantime,
the rest of you are surrounded by zombies. And also, it's a bright sunny day with, hardly a cloud in the sky. Maybe one of those cool drinks would actually hit the spot. What do you think?
Yeah, Yuri sees us, and it's like, are they glowing? Are the drinks glowing?
The drinks look like drinks, but
Okay.
it is being held out with a hand of someone whose eyes are glowing.
Hmm.
Probably better not.
Yeah. It.
think of it like fairyland. Don't eat anything, don't touch anything, don't drink anything.
Yeah. I seem to remember hearing a story about an invasion from fairyland, or some sort of, bunch of military people went one direction, either from here to fairyland or fairyland to here. By
I've seen Spirited Away. I'm not going to get turned into a pig.
yeah, that would be bad. Yeah.
Although, does our small defensive perimeter look stable for now?
Oh no!
Oh,
It
no.
is
Not in the
already starting to
slightest.
come apart.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I think in that case, Kiri would kind of would pick up a piece of one of the that's broken off and just start swatting at the arms poking through, and try and drive them back.
Okay. Well, that sounds like
It's like
directly engaging a threat.
Well, I was thinking more. I was thinking more like defend, but like just
Okay.
trying to push them back from us.
Sure. So, I mean, you can defend, but the way you,
Yeah.
that's fine. But you described it as an attack, so that's why
Okay.
So if you want it to be defending,
Okay.
the difference is always in this game going to be
Yeah.
you cannot ever hurt the enemy or
Yeah.
cause damage to them with a defend
Yeah.
move, because that's not what that
Yeah.
move
It-
does.
The swatting is to discourage them from reaching in.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So when you defend someone or something from an immediate threat, roll plus savior.
That's good. Hit.
Okay. Probably would help if I was in the roll 20 also. So I don't need to roll dice, but
Hopefully.
that's okay. So that's an 8. So on a 7 to 9, it costs you. You are getting them to sort of pull their hands back, but it is either going to expose you to danger or escalate the situation.
I think it makes sense to expose me to danger.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think that that is, you are up there forcing them back, but as you have managed to push back many of them, there was one that you missed, and you have gotten your arm has been grabbed, and hands are suddenly trying to put sunscreen lotion on you.
Oh
No.
God! Oh, it's so greasy. Oh,
hmm And so I think they have got a hold of you, and they are pulling you over to their side of the barricade.
oh no!
Ma'am,
Oh,
we need some super strength right now.
Yeah. Let's what I'd really like to do is like pick her up and pull her back.
Okay. I
Um,
mean, that seems like a defend again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either that actually I really kind of want to just attack instead.
You know what?
but
You
yeah.
should do what's in your heart.
Yeah, I'm gonna do what's in my heart and start smacking.
Okay.
Start smacking the hands away.
So this sounds like directly engage a threat.
Yes.
Okay. So when you directly engage a threat, roll plus danger.
Yes. That's also a hit.
All right. So on a 7 to 9, you pick one from the list. Resist or avoid their blows. Take something from them. Create an opportunity for your allies. Impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
Okay, I'm gonna create an opportunity for Curie to get out of their grasp.
I'm going to suggest that take something from them could just
Oh.
be Curie.
Take care.
Okay.
Yeah, take
Okay.
Carrie.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
I'll take
awesome.
Curie.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
However, I think that you, in the process of getting Curie away, you are bitten.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
crap.
And I think that you see that there is at the a patch on your bicep of your sort of hoodie jacket there, where it seems to be turning into a spreading Hawaiian shirt pattern on your sleeve.
Oh,
and
crap.
and right now it's only a little bit, but it does seem to be spreading. Also, you will need to take a condition. Which condition do you feel is appropriate here?
I think angry
Oh,
is appropriate.
okay.
Her favorite hoodie.
Yeah. So it does look as though you are perhaps able to resist this somewhat more than the average person, but it is spreading.
Great.
Also, yeah, you have gotten Curie back to safety, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would this hold on a second. I still have guilty on mine.
Okay.
Would this like make a sacrifice to absolve would this be a sacrifice to absolve your guilt, or does that still
so
exist?
I think that we could count it as that, but do recall that that will clear it at the end of the scene, not right now.
Okay. Yeah.
But we could say that you put yourself in harm's way to help Curie, and then that counts. But like I
Okay.
said, you don't clear it now. You clear it at the end of
Yeah.
the scene.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. I just want that to be on the list.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I think this is an unstable, degrading situation.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, Flair, you were trying to find a gift shop, I guess. That sounds to me
Yes.
like perhaps you need to assess the situation to see if you can find a gift shop.
Sounds like a plan. So I'm gonna roll superior.
Mm-hmm.
Which unfortunately I have guilty, so I'm rolling at -1.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So is that yep, so that's a
is-
9, which does let you ask one of those questions, which what here can I use to blank, for example.
Yeah, what here can I use to disguise my friends?
Yes. I think that you are flying across this this incredible cruise ship that what you're seeing is like multiple swimming pools, a big network of what looks like 5 or 6 different water slides that are twisting out around each other. There's a big
There's a Ferris wheel.
There's a full-size basketball court.
Oh my god.
There's what seems to be a park with a playground. There are multiple layers where you can see that like it's open in certain areas where you can see down to lower levels. And
Yeah, that's what I figure the gift shop is likely to be.
yeah,
is
and so I
down in
think
that
ahead
central
of
area,
you,
yeah.
you recognize that down there on one of those lower levels, it looks a little bit like an outdoor mall.
Yeah.
One
That's
of
what
the
I'm looking for.
greatest inventions of humanity. And so
Great.
in there, you do see a bunch of racks of t-shirts and bikinis and swim trunks and sunglasses, etc.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna swoop down in there and start grabbing stuff.
Yes. So I think that you have a +1 while acting on the answers here.
Mhm.
And I think I'm going to ask you to unleash your powers to
Okay.
to try to grab all of the appropriate things here, and you have an
Right.
extra +1 from your
Yeah,
previous
and then the
hit.
powers I mean I'm just like shapeshifting myself extra arms to just like grab some
Mhm.
things simultaneously because I don't want to be here too long when it attracts eventually I'm going
Yeah.
to attract zombies.
We have
So-
one panel of you standing in front of a mirror with like 4 other arms sticking out, but one of them holding up a shirt like in front of you in front of a mirror. Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Partially
and-
shape-shifted into mayhem.
and then shapeshifting into my various companions to make sure that each one of
Sure.
them, appropriate to them.
Yes.
But this is appropriate as Flair sees them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is
Wow,
That's
look at
a
that.
14.
And
Wow.
this
Wow.
Roll20 interaction has decided that a 14 is not merely a hit, but
It's
kapow.
Ow.
Kapow. So, per the standard rule, on a hit, you do it. But I think in this particular case, because of the kapow, you are able to lightning fast pull together outfits for everybody in such a way that we have a panel as you leave of a now bare mannequin sort of spinning around.
I just keep thinking of the Charlton Heston Last Man on Earth.
And
I can imagine that it spins around and then halt and then stops with like that kind of expression.
yeah, oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And
Either that or
and so I think that there were a bunch of zombies down there that you saw that were all laying around on benches or on lounge chairs down there, and kind of and you have gone in and out so fast that they didn't seem to even really notice.
Right. I mean, I am shapeshifted into some tourist clothes myself. So
Sure,
there
but I
shouldn't
think
be,
that
but yeah.
it would have been suspicious potentially if things had not gone well, but you were there so fast
Yep.
that they didn't have time to notice anything amiss or out of the intended plan. So all of the rest of you are watching as the barricades are increasingly crumbled. You're doing your best to hold them off, but it's coming. And now Flair returns with the outfits. So is everybody changing into your tourist outfits, your cruise wear?
Yep.
With
Yeah.
speed.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would like everybody to describe what their new outfit looks like. And obviously, Flair has chosen, but I'll allow each of you to say what that ended up being.
And
So-
yeah. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. I'll go. Antares is wearing a red T-shirt, red pants, a big strange belt, and a bright aqua blue baseball cap and sneakers. It's completely unlike anything he'd ever wear in his entire life.
Fury has a like almost like mint green bikini top with mint green shorts with like pink borders on it, and matching sunglasses, and for some reason also has a camera and a bottle of suntan lotion, which he's really annoyed at.
So somehow Flair found what looks to be like one of those old school like Please, sir, may I have some more swim trunks? But it's like those big baggy swim trunks and the big baggy shirt.
Yeah, board shorts.
Yes. And
Yeah.
there's, but he also has a rubber ducky floaty and
and
a oversized hat, but it actually wasn't a hat from the gift shop. It seems to be a random old lady's hat that she kind of left and was just caught up in the mix. So it's got flowers on it, and it's really, it looks like it should be worn to church.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay. And Mayhem ended up in a yellow hibiscus print shirt with denim short shorts with little steering wheels, like the boat wheels.
yeah. Ship
Yeah,
wheels.
yeah. Printed like multicolored prints of those on it, and some really kind of they're not flip flops at least, but they're like purple and blue sandals that probably match Antares' hat. Came from that same section of the store.
Came from that same old lady.
oh God, maybe.
And yeah, and he has deck Crocs, not deck shoes.
Deck Crocs.
Yes.
Yeah, Carrie is wearing flip flops, which, yeah, the entire
Yeah.
thing very unpleasant for her.
Well, they're hard to run in.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you at any point describe what Flair's outfit was? If not, then even if you did, perhaps restate.
Yeah, Blair's got an orange is in a more feminine form right now. So got an orange bikini top and cut off short shorts and a purple baseball cap. The purple baseball cap might have been picked up at the store or shapeshifted. It's not entirely in character, so maybe that's like grabbed. And cat's eye sunglasses that are and those are some of the rings that Flair always is shapeshifted into. So those have got that iron quality to them in the circles. But the lenses are like bright red sunglass lenses, and he's got a can of something or other in one hand.
Okay. So I think that first of all, I'm putting a picture on of our cruise ship here on the little stream layout. Whoops, that's too big. I mean, it's a very big cruise ship, but you know, not so big that we can't see all of your smiling faces. But so I think that all of you are hurrying to change your outfit, and it was one thing when Flair was in disguise and there were other obvious non-tourists around. They ignored the questionable in favor of the definite target. But now that it's all of you, I think there still needs to be an attempt to act the part. So I need someone to do the provoke someone move, and you can have others attempt to help if you like. But all of these zombies were just trying to get after some non-tourists, and so you're going to need to persuade them that you're no longer a valid target.
Is that a straight roll, or what do you roll?
That's superior.
Provoke someone is when you are rolling plus superior.
And
I could
affected
try
by
it.
guilty.
I can try.
All right. Is anyone doing a help?
I'll do a help if needed.
Well, I mean, if you are going to, yeah. I mean,
it's needed.
okay. Well, fair enough. I suppose it's you can wait and see what the move is for the initial roll is.
He's a superior, right?
Yep.
Yep.
I need. Where did that chat go? Oh, there it is. Oh, where'd it go? There. Oh, there we go. It didn't. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh boy.
Oh,
So
no.
well,
I-
so that is
yeah.
a miss with a 6, but it means that a one
Yeah,
help
I will
could make it a
absolutely
7.
help. Yeah.
Yeah. With a help, I'm trying to remember. It is just you have to spend one of the team,
All right.
and where is so when you use the team, yeah, and that's just all it is. So, what is it that you? So first of all, what is it that you are doing to try to persuade the zombies vanguard, and then how does Curie help?
Are the zombies milling about like regular zombies?
No, they're
or-
trying to get at you. They're, I
Oh
mean,
no,
yes,
no, no! I
they're
meant like
in terms of their, yes, they are slow zombies, so to
Oh,
speak. But yes, but they're activated here. They're not wandering.
okay.
They are aware of your presence and trying to get you.
I will act like I'm getting sick. And be like,
Mhm.
well, I'm so happy to be on vacation, and start shambling for like I'll turn around and start shambling towards my teammate.
And Carrie will help by like,
Where's
oh board.
where's my
Board.
where's my fruity umbrella drink?
So here's the thing though, because you've made it a 7 to 9, that is still only a mixed success, which means that they are not going to just completely buy it. Instead, they can choose one between like they overreact, you gain influence over them, which I don't think applies. They stumble, you take +1 forward against them. I think they choose. So I say basically they err, you gain a critical opportunity. So I guess what I'll say here is they seem to buy it for now, and they start kind of like backing off a little bit. But I think you all notice that the instant you do anything non-zombie like, you attract their attention again.
Mm.
You have to
Okay.
keep up the act.
Have the rest of you started acting yet?
Yes, need fruity drink.
Because I was going to go nibble on one of you to make them think I was an actual zombie if it helped.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Been there, done that. Very comfortable.
Yeah.
um,
Where is the gift shop? And I will start trying to move away from the area we have. Since they backed away a little bit, I'll try to
Mm-hmm.
lead our way through.
I want to speak to your manager.
I was just thinking that.
yes.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Karen.
Oh.
They're
That-
called
that
a
is perfect because that's
concierge.
exactly what we want, and we're just that's the motif now.
Mm-hmm. So, I think that now that you have a little bit of breathing room here, you do certainly realize, yeah, there's a lot of them on here. Now, you get the impression that it is maybe not as full as it would be if all of the ones that were out in the city returned. Like, but there's still, you know, dozens and dozens in immediate view, much less elsewhere on the ship. Or rather, I shouldn't say much less because that makes it sound like I'm saying there is less on the rest of the ship. I'm saying only in the parts that you can see, there are several dozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that there are indications that despite their vacation sort of appearance, there is a certain kind of hollowness and lethargy
Mhm.
in a lot of their behavior, and you get the feeling that first of all, you had noticed last time before getting aboard that the ship is actively bigger now than it was when it first came into port.
Uh-huh.
And it perhaps horrifyingly is growing to accommodate all of the new passengers that have been converted. And that at some point, maybe all of them will return to the ship and it will leave with all of its new,
Mhm.
you know,
Converts.
yeah, converts.
Passengers.
Yeah, well, passengers, but there's another word that I'm not thinking of right now, and that's fine. So, in any case, you get the impression, though, that these zombies don't look like they're having a bad time exactly, but they also don't look healthy. You know, you think that this is this whole setup perhaps gradually depletes some resource it gets from passengers, and that's why it
Uh-huh.
needs to feed at a new port of call.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
You-
we saw that purple glow from the bridge, so that's
Mhm.
where we're headed. And
Agreed.
Karen wants to talk to the manager.
Mhm.
uh,
Given the what I've come up with for my stepmother or for Carrie's stepmother, that that says a lot.
so I think that you have two paths available to you from where you are on the ship right now. If you go over to the starboard side,
Mhm.
there's a whole bunch of like network of water slides and a pool. But on the port side, it is apparently what looks like a playground with a bunch of like greenery and sort of one of those like faux stone cave and climbing rocks sort of setup. And then past that is a full size basketball court.
Mhm.
So, you have to go one way or the other, or in the center is, where it's open to the levels below. So you could potentially do that too, but not all of you can fly. So there would be,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
Which would be
I
Water
think the
slides or
game
climbing wall?
specifically does not give most of the playbooks flying abilities for a reason.
yeah.
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 Yeah. I'm just thinking
Philosophical problems.
Yeah, I'm just thinking on a ship with wet decks, that's a tripping hazard. It'd probably be faster to go through the playground rock climbing area.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. I agree. So let's
Yeah,
head over
let's
to
go.
let's head over to
Yeah.
port.
Okay. And here's an idea for the next time if we have to extract ourselves again is like uh crew versus passengers competition in the lounge.
one of the things that you have noticed is that there have been some of these zombies who seem to be in like crew uniforms,
Mhm.
but they don't seem to be acting any differently than the
Right.
tourists. They're not, well, or at the very least, I think you would need to perhaps study them more to notice a difference. They seem to still be zombie in the same way, but if there
Mhm.
is any nuance there, you have not noticed it without a more
Mhm.
specific observation.
Mhm.
But you move in the direction of this strange playground that has uh, as I mentioned, it has a lot of greenery and trees and a little play field, but then also kind of looming above it is this rocky outcropping that seems designed for climbing on and playing around. That is, at your best guess, it is made of something other than actual rocks.
Mhm.
But there is a cave in it as well. And I think as you are making your way towards this playground, all of you are still keeping up the zombie act, I assume.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you notice that as you are getting into that area, that there is a whole line of these zombies that are waiting in line to go through this cave, and you can't, and it kind of curves around, so you can't really see what else is in there from this angle. But it does seem like all of the zombies in this area are kind of queuing up to go into that cave.
Does it look like the cave leads to the basketball court, or does it go somewhere else, do we think?
I think you cannot see where it goes from here.
Okay.
Let's see.
There was also rock climbing. Can we like maybe climb around the cave and
Yeah.
up?
Potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm just
I-
saying
I
that
think-
that's
I
what
think
the
it's been-
zombies are doing, is going into
Yeah,
the cave.
but I'm not quite sure I want to get into a queue of doom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go another way.
Yeah.
climb. Rock
Climb.
climb.
Okay.
Cardio.
So I think that you, as you start climbing up the outside of this thing, you realize that there is an extremely buff-looking zombie standing at the top of it, saying, "King of the Hill." And then he looks down and looks as though he is about to try to kick you off of these rocks before you can get up to him.
This looks like a job for Mayhem to me.
Mayhem or Vanguard, whoever got
Ow.
up first.
Yeah, I was like,
Well,
yeah. Did I get up? Who's at the top nearest him?
Well, so here's part of the game here is that you could, if you were willing to give up this whole act, could easily climb up this thing quite quickly, right? But
Yeah.
the problem is, so my assumption is going to be that you are moving slowly and zombie-like in everything you do, unless you tell me different, in which case we'll have to see if you are how noticed you are.
You know what?
Honestly, I
will-
think well, okay.
I
I think
will. How about that? I will move into the front and take the hit using the never give up, never surrender move. Where
Okay.
never give up, never surrender. When you take a powerful blow from someone with that is with far greater power than you, you use this move instead of a basic move. Roll Savior. On a hit, you stand strong and choose one. On a 7 to 9 market condition, you get an opportunity or open.
So I'm going to suggest at this.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just I'm getting phone notifications. I have told my dad so many times that I play games on Saturday evening. It's okay. I love him. I'm glad he wants to talk to me. Can't right now. So what I was just about to say though is that I think that you are this zombie is buff for like a person. I don't know that you would necessarily assume that he is someone much more powerful than you, and therefore I don't know if it's take a powerful blow is not the move that's necessary here. But so what you
I can use my other then.
Yeah.
I'll just use I know what I am, and I'll just defend one of my teammates from him. I'll defend Mayhem from getting kicked.
Okay. Yeah, so he was trying to kick the person who was closest to the top, and you just jump in there to try to stop it yourself.
Roll Savior. A 9.
Okay.
Hit.
So that's a 9 with Savior. You are either exposing yourself to danger or escalating the situation.
I will.
You get to
I would-
choose.
What was the two options? That one was escalate and what?
Expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation.
escalating the to try to pull him off?
Well, I mean,
to
escalating
get-
could be any number of different things. You don't really know what
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
decide means
Then
the
I will.
escalate means.
Then I definitely am gonna have to say we're gonna escalate this because I'm not gonna let it continue.
So I think what happens is that as he goes to try to kick Mayhem off, and you intervene, knocking him off balance. He sort of tumbles and rolls and kind of bounces down this hill, which you've noticed now that you're climbing it, that this is this, it's like only slightly hard kind of, foam
Yeah.
rocks, right? It's designed for like kids to play on.
Right.
And so he kind of bonks and tumbles down. And so then as you sort of stand up at the top, having, dislodged him, all of a sudden you hear a fanfare saying, "New king declared." And all of a sudden, zombies from all over start heading to swarm the mountain. And, "New king!
Oh,
New
no.
king!"
Uh-oh.
And Vanguard goes, "Time to go."
So yeah, we're climbing up. We're climbing up
Oh, yeah.
after him.
Mhm.
And Curious is especially frustrated because, I hurry to move slow because this would be seconds to get up normally.
Yeah.
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 So,
Mayhem's right there with you.
Oh, and with that one, I get to add one to the team. By the way, because I hit on that, I get to add one to the team pool
Oh, that'd be useful.
Because
for the. I know what I am is.
okay, sorry. I wasn't looking at that one. I was looking at the standard defend. Let's see. When you defend a teammate, you can. You can. So you can do that if you shift your savior up and another label down.
I did. I shifted up Savior and shifted Mundane down.
Okay, and that's fine. Just as a reminder, when you shift labels, they can't go any higher than +3, but otherwise, great.
Awesome.
So I think though that what you all find as you start to kind of go past this is that now zombies are converging on this area, so you're going to have to kind of push through. It's going to be another sort of like you're going in the other direction. You're going to have to persuade them to leave you alone again.
Uh-oh.
With Superior. Okay, I'll give it a shot. Why
Mhm.
not?
You
I'll-
need
I'll
lots
take
of
it.
opportunities for people to do the things that persuade the tourist zombies that you're good.
Need root beer. Need root beer. Okay, so what am I rolling for this?
Superior is for
Superior,
for
okay.
provoke someone.
All right, here we go. Oh, I'm guilty, so I get a -2. Crap.
Ooh.
Well, this could hurt. Well,
Mhm.
I'll.
give it a shot.
No.
Oh boy. Okay, so
Oh,
that's
boy.
that's a 3. So
I don't
that's a
think we can
miss.
get
I don't
that-
think there's
yeah.
enough team to help you get that. So
Yeah.
first of all, you can mark potential for your miss. But yeah, I think that. So what is it that you do that just does not work?
I think I'm trying to pretend too hard for this whole zombie thing, and I just am overacting, and I just get their wind up that I'm basically play acting.
Hmm.
I know I should take more theater classes or something because I just go way too method, and it's clear that I'm overcompensating.
Okay, yeah. So I think you get a couple of the zombies and point at you and do that screech with their mouth open.
Oh God!
Oh,
The
no.
body snatchers.
The
Oh my God.
body snatcher style. So
Yeah.
I think that in addition to all of the zombies that were already coming after to challenge the new king of the hill, now Antares at least has been outed, and they are coming in for the attack. Also,
Uh.
Mayhem, by the way, I think there's a moment where you feel a twitch from your arm that like you were
Yeah.
going to try to grab him and then you were able to repress it, but that was a little bit unsettling.
Yeah, I think we need to speed this up. What I would like to do is pick up one of the lounge chairs and bulldoze a path through them.
Okay, okay. I think that this is an unleash your powers because it's not about hurting them, it's just about clearing a path.
Yes.
Okay. So when you unleash your powers to overcome an obstacle, roll plus freak.
But I have physics, what physics? And when I unleash my powers to barrel through an insurmountable barrier, roll danger instead of freak.
Sounds great.
Ah,
So, fingers crossed this works.
yeah.
10, full
Hey, that's a
hit.
10.
Full hit.
Full hit.
Yay.
So that was yeah. So it's otherwise the same move though. So yeah, I think with a full hit, you do it. I think with the disguise, at least temporarily, you know, you dispelled. You are able to just take this lounge chair. Just it's a full on make it into cow catcher mode for a train.
Yes.
You know, you're just like. You know, I think you're holding it so that like the two angled parts, you know, like the back of the seat and the front, you're just like diverting all of these zombies to the side
Yeah.
as you pass through. And so, what about the rest of you? Do you immediately follow in the cleared path?
Yeah. I
Oh,
think-
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that you
Vanguard will take up the rear, by the way.
Yeah. So I think you are able to all get to through this crowd that had been approaching in the little park, and you make your way onto the basketball court, where you see that there are a whole bunch of zombies that are dribbling the basketballs. There's at least a dozen of them, each with their own ball, and they are dribbling in sequence. Slowly,
Oh.
like boom,
Whoa.
boom. And so
Oh.
and the ball doesn't seem like it's working right. Like they're going it's like it's going too slow. It's like watching someone dribbling a basketball but with the
Oh.
film slowed down.
Oh, is it like
That
that
is
Oh.
scene?
creepy. That
Like
is
the-
very creepy. Oh.
Oh.
I think the creepiest bit is the fact that the balls aren't working right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
even if they're synchronized to all be bouncing them first, it's just that the ball is slower.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll say I say we should add not getting. Let's skirt around the edges of the court because I want to put that in the same place as we put those drinks. I don't want to turn into a pig.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
that as you start to move across the court, suddenly all of these basketball zombies leap into action and are doing rapid pass drills back and forth, but in such a way that they're like passing the ball back and forth like it's a projectile now. And so you're pretty soon going to find these things yourself in the crossfire.
Does there seem to be like so I would like to assess the situation.
Okay. When you assess the situation, roll plus superior.
Okay. 8, a hit.
That is a hit, which means that you can ask one of those questions and get a +1 while acting on the answers. What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is the greatest danger? Who here is most vulnerable to me? How could we best end this quickly?
How could we
This-
end this quickly is probably the closest thing to how do we get out of here?
Right. I want to know how can I end this quickly because I'm looking for a whistle.
Okay.
Ah.
Because
Okay.
they were doing, it seems like they're doing drills. Is there like a coach nearby? Is there a coach vulnerable to me? Is there a
I-
coach?
Well, so I is the question. So
It'll- I'll put it this. The question will be: is there a coach vulnerable to me?
Well, you could say who here is most vulnerable to you.
Ooh, huge.
I will say yes, there is a coach, and this coach is in, it is in a tracksuit that has got the sleeves and legs cut off, so it's like shorts and
Mhm.
short sleeves, but just like it had been a full tracksuit and they just cut off the extra.
He also
Um,
has a new fresh mullet.
Sure. Yep. And it's got a whistle in his mouth, and it's just doing the and not like even really blowing it, just like breathing through it. But the same
Oh.
glowing purple eyes and watching the approaching drills. So, but yes, you see that this coach is observing but not participating, and you do get the impression that the others are following his lead.
Oh, fearless leader, I'm gonna risk it to get the biscuit. Since I do have
I thought you were the fearless leader.
I was
no,
gonna
no,
say,
not
No,
this
This
time.
time it's
Not this
Mayhem.
time.
Oh,
mayhem.
right.
Yeah.
So mayhem, right.
Since I have,
Chaos.
since I'm super strong, I'm not super fast, but I am super strong. I'm just gonna lumber my way up and try to take that whistle.
okay. So I think in this particular case, that's directly engaging a threat.
That danger. Yep.
Yep. Roll plus danger.
Ooh.
Oh boy. So that's a
Oof.
6. That's a miss, and so it's potentially something where if someone wanted to help, they could get you to a mixed success at least.
Yeah, Flair kind of bounces past trying to distract the coach's attention.
Okay.
So we'll spend a team there to get a success.
All right. Down to one team currently. But that gets you up to the 7 that you need. So on a 7 to 9, you can choose one from the list, which is resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity, impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition. So I think you can successfully take that whistle, but I think in the process of grabbing it, bites your finger.
Oh.
I'm going to need you to take a condition as well, but also you can see that your hand starts to tingle, and then all of a sudden around your wrist is like a
It's a fake Rolex, like the type you would have seen in like those 80s like Miami drug movies. Like,
okay,
Uh-huh.
sure. I was going to say a flower print slap bracelet, but that works too.
actually on the other wrist, it just because of flavor, it's actually a Taylor Swift bracelet.
Ah.
Yeah.
No. Wow.
So, but yes, you've got the
Listen.
whistle, but you are also now feeling this
Not so hot.
yeah.
And I will take insecure because I definitely thought I was gonna make it with that move.
All right. Well, you needed to be listening to Shotgun Arcana more, I think.
Yeah, you should have.
But in any case, you've got the whistle. What are you doing with it?
You know what? I'm gonna blow it and be like, your passing isn't crisp enough. Run suicides.
Okay.
So I think that I will give. I'm going to have you do a provoke someone roll here, but I'm going to give you advantage, which means that you can roll an extra d6 and
Pick the best.
take the best.
Is that a masks mechanic, or are you just doing it?
Actually, I think you know what. I think you're probably right that I think it's you just get a +1 is how
Oh, that's
masks
fine.
would do it.
That actually makes it better because I have a 0 in superior. Oh my god.
Oh,
Well, but did
Oof.
so oh,
That's
and then
even with the
added
plus one.
Okay, so well, someone can use that last team, I suppose. Um
I think, I think,
Oh,
I
save
think
it.
we need to be taking some failures here.
yeah.
Didn't
Yeah.
know save it.
Yeah.
okay, so I think what happens then in this particular circumstance is that the whistle you realize, so to speak, that the whistle is apparently not as controlling as you thought. So you blow the whistle and you yell, but all of a sudden your commands don't align with the previously ordered directives and doesn't seem to have any get the non-zombie aspect to it, which alerts their attention. And so I think everyone else, um, uh, so you realize that these the players doing the drills are not going to be stopped, and they are now surrounding all of you, and you are.
God,
Uh,
it's dodgeball.
yeah, so it's basically these, and just like
Oh,
the
no.
balls were looking like they were moving oddly slow and not following physics before, now as one like whips past your face, it gives you sort of the impression that it's like it weighed 40 pounds and was going very fast.
Oh god.
They've been charged somehow with kinetic energy, and so these things are going to hurt you here in a second. They have not been stopped.
All right.
So
Well, I think this calls for some applied physics by trying to basically deflect them
okay, I mean, so
to
you go.
defend.
Yeah, it'll be a move.
Yeah, it's like, oh no.
So I mean, what are you trying to do? Are
I'm
you trying
trying
to just
to
protect yourself? Or-
I'm trying to defend everybody, like
Okay.
trying to knock the balls out of the path.
Okay, great. So when you defend someone or something from an immediate threat, roll plus savior.
Hey, I hit
All
with
right.
what could be turned into a
We
success
only have one team left.
with one
Yeah.
team, but yeah.
Well, so if you leave it as a 7 to 9, you will deflect the basketballs, but it will cost you either expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation.
Let's see. So I yeah.
Hmm?
So no no helping.
I think we're gonna save our team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Besides, I mean, failure is fun.
yeah,
I think.
I think
Yeah.
my last time did I had this for defend escalate the situation. I think it's probably expose yourself to danger.
Okay. I mean, I think in this case, it's just a matter of you really put your own body on the line here, and you
Yeah.
deflect all of these basketball strikes away from all of your teammates, but at just the cost of, you know, bruises and scuffs of yourself, and and I'll have you take it a emotional condition.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. What would it be? What would work? I think it a little bit hopeless.
Okay. Does seem like you're not making very quick progress. There's a lot of these
Yeah.
zombies in there doing all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. And like, another hit like that, and I'm gonna dislocate a shoulder.
Um, I think
So
Yeah.
having defended you all against the basketballs,
Yeah.
I think you are clear to move off the court at this point, unless you want to continue to like try to deal with that threat more directly.
no,
No.
no. Let's keep it
Yeah, that-
moving.
Yeah, moving on, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So where you are moving now is you have ahead of you a lot of sort of open decking where there's people, just kind of milling around, and you can see that there's either the open outside part, or there is an interior that you could go inside. You cannot see from outside what's in there. But you can choose to either go inside or to go along the deck where there's a bunch of these things.
I feel like staying outside because we can see what we're facing might be a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm kind of torn about it because the way up might be on the inside.
We might have to go inside at some point. Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
You
yeah.
at this point are about halfway along. You're about like a third to a halfway up to the front where you saw the lights.
Okay, then never mind. Let's just keep on going outside.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yes.
I think
I was like, Christiana,
Yeah.
does advancement happens at the end of the session, correct?
if you get to
As soon
5,
as
you
you
can
get
go
it.
ahead and pick one if you know what you want.
Oh boy. I think he does.
Yeah.
I already know what I'm going to take, and I'll wait for it. It'll happen.
Okay, great. So I think you stay on the outside where there are definitely a lot of these zombies. So what's the play here? Are you trying to renew your disguise or to plow through them in some other fashion?
You all see Vanguard look at you guys and say, I got bit, so I don't know how long I've got, because I kind of look over at Mayhem, seeing that
Mhm.
that is
Yeah.
and I go, that's a jazzy shirt. I mean, that is a hideous shirt.
we'll go-
Yeah.
Get behind me. I hope this works. And I will, Christiana and Nobilis, you'll know this. He raises his hand over his head, and a golden orange light appears in his hand, and you see a revolver appear made out of light. And he puts it forward, and he just lets loose a beam of his golden gun to pierce down this, to clear a path. Because when I advance, I'll take the last 2 powers of my suite, which were flight and eye beams. But
Wow!
instead of an
Wow.
eye beam,
But you're gonna have that be your
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Nice.
The man with the golden gun.
indeed.
Wow.
And I will unleash my freak.
Okay. Right, yeah, because it's to overcome an obstacle. So that is a 9. So on a 7 to 9 with unleash your powers, in this incredible moment, you do it, but like mark a condition or tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary. So I think in this case, in a moment that I'm sure has to feel pretty triumphant for Vanguard, I think that it's not going to cost you a condition, but it would. Well, first of all, tell us what's the effect of this. I mean, you're not. Are you
Oh, I will say,
shooting the zombies? Like what's
no,
the,
I would say I'll take the condition of afraid, because this is one of the trademark skills of being a marksman. Each one has a specific conjured weapon that they use.
Mm-hmm.
First time he's done it, and it was shaky. It was glitching kind of. It didn't seem completely substantial, which is why it didn't harm them, but merely pushed a gap. He parted the Red Sea, so to speak.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That's great. So what does it like? What does it look like? I mean, because these zombies, like, are you?
If you, to be fair, it's in this moment because it's for them. He pulls it's like Yu Yu Hakusho. He's pointing his finger.
Mhm.
He summons.
Okay.
Light kind of charges in, and a beam fires, and the rest of his little costume on his arm is shattered and torn away.
Okay.
Oh.
And
That's
he's
cool.
Uh-huh.
So I mean,
Yeah.
but I mean, are you destroying the zombies here, or are you just like blowing them out of the way, or
Just blowing them out of the way.
okay, cool.
Yeah. I think you get a kind of glitchy response from Mayhem going, you need to tear off the sleeve of your other shirt, the other arm of your shirt, so you match.
And in this moment, as you see more of the virus spreading up his other hand, you hear him go, "Oh yeah, bro, Sun's out, guns out. And he tears the sleeve off and he goes, oh God, what did I say?
We need to get going now.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as you pass by this one interior area along the decks where you've cleared the way, you see now that although there are narrow walkways around it, the majority of this side of the deck now is taken up by a pool. But it is not just any pool; it's a lazy river pool.
Oh no.
So it is
The
got
horror!
it's got a long like stretching area where there's a clear current, and of course the current is going the other way, back towards the back of the ship. And so there is a narrow path where you could run alongside instead of being in the water, but that is occupied by a lot more of the zombies, whereas there's relatively fewer in the water, but they are on, inner tubes. And there is also at the midway point along this section, there is a swim up bar.
Swim up bar.
Oh,
You guys
okay.
hear
Okay.
Vanguard
Swim
go?
up. Yeah.
And
for
you guys
drinks.
hear Vanguard
Right.
go,
Yes.
finally, my fruity drink. And he runs to the bar.
No.
And he runs up to the bar.
So
Yuri would like to
Yeah.
try and grab him to stop him from going to the
Okay.
bar.
I was definitely gonna have this happen as you got closer to it, but I am not gonna punish role play here. So I think Vanguard and Mayhem suddenly
Uh-huh.
seeing the bar feel the only thought that can go through your brain for this particular moment is drinks.
Hand on Mayhem's shoulder.
Right.
No, you don't.
Was.
No.
So, Curie, you are
Too
trying
bad
to
we're underage.
you're trying to provoke Vanguard at least, right? To like chill and not
Yeah.
run towards the bar.
Yes.
Okay, so how about a plus superior for provoke someone?
Okay.
Unless
Alright.
if what you're trying to do is like to talk to them or persuade them in some other way, as opposed to just like literally physically hold them back.
I'll try and provoke.
Okay.
And I have influence over him, so
Oh,
Indeed. By the way, all of you do, by the way. Every team member has influence over me.
okay, look at that. Full hit. So for a PC, that means that well, first of all, what are you saying? What are you doing to persuade?
Vanguard, you have found your weapon. It is time. Now is not the time to fall.
And so
What would your grandfather say?
Oh, there it is. That's the
Yeah.
one.
So because you could choose both, I think only one would end up applying. But basically, if so, Vanguard, you have the choice here. But if you do what Curie is saying, we can add another team to the pool.
Yeah, he will.
Okay. What about Mayhem is also starting to move in that
Yeah.
direction.
Mayhem has changed her heart. Her love is now Vanguard, and her rival is now Antares because he's trying to stop her from getting to the drinks.
Okay.
Oh.
So Antares, how are you trying to stop Mayhem here?
Somewhat physically, although Mayhem can just tear me in two, but mostly like, no, you don't. We have a job to do. Drinks later.
Okay, well, go ahead and roll to provoke someone then, plus superior.
All right. I do have influence, so
Yeah, you
gives me
do.
a- gives me a one.
Okay, well,
That's
so
a fail.
That's
Whoopsie.
a-
I guess
yeah.
that doesn't work.
I think you see Mayhem stomping across, and Antares is just like skiing behind her.
yeah. So I think Mayhem is headed fast for those drinks, and I'm gonna go ahead and suggest actually that you, with your incredible strength, leap over a lot of that lazy river pool that not everyone else would be as easily able to jump past that obstacle. But you've jumped towards the bar, and you are nearly there, about to grab one of the many colorful, fanciful cocktails there with all sorts of crap in the top, like a little umbrella and fruit and like a little toy cruise ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
and in fact, I think as you land, we have a panel of the panning over this selection, and then eyes going wide. There's one that's one of those great big like fishbowl like group drinks.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Oh.
and as we see that one, we see that there's a little bit of a glimmer of purple in Mayhem's eyes. So, Antares, did you just like literally hold on to Mayhem?
I did.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to stop her
Mhm.
as infuriating impossible as this
So
is.
I think Antares, you are the only one right now in a position to be able to do something to stop this. What are you going to do?
Maybe it's time to wreck the bar. I think it's time to unleash my powers and just wreck the bar and
Okay.
that stop the problem at its source.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So, when you unleash your powers, roll plus freak.
I don't have anything that hits that, so it's just
Can I try to defend the bar?
Oh, God.
Well, let's see.
If
I
he
think,
hits.
To frustrate my rival.
Oh,
I think that. Yeah. Well, how about this? Let's have Antares make their move first. And then you can, you know what? Actually, just have the two of you, both roll then. So you roll plus freak for the unleash your powers, Antares, and Mayhem roll plus savior.
It's plus. Well, it's the
The savior, right?
I
You cannot make
Plus
the
one.
bar cannot be your one of your.
Okay, but it's +1 to frustrate your rival. So yeah, savior.
Savior.
Okay, cool.
Oh, look at
Oh,
that!
wow,
Antares got a
kapow!
kapow.
By the way,
So-
I figured out what the kapow is. It's if you roll double sixes.
Yeah.
Like a
Oh.
nat 20.
So
Yeah.
here's what I'll say is that I'm gonna offer one version of this and then an optional little grace note that you all can decide how you want to approach that. I think that Mayhem does jump in front of. Well, so are you doing just like a reality cosmic blast sort of
yep,
thing, Antares?
yep, doing what I do best.
I think what we get literally is Mayhem jumps in the way, and what follows is the whole of the bar is blasted away except a Mayhem-shaped outline version just behind where she was standing.
And right behind her is the group drink.
No, I think he succeeded in destroying the bar.
Okay.
I was just offering the image there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
like-
think
I
that-
have a compromise flavor wise. Yeah, the drink itself is not harmed directly, but the bar tilts and it slides into the water and sinks.
fair enough. But here's the other optional grace note here is that because this was tied into it being about frustrating a rival and there's heightened emotion happening here and you kind of put yourself in harm's way and there's a whole little thing where I'm going to offer optionally that there's a little bit of awkward physical body contact in the process here.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yes. And I will go with that. And
I think this is
say that-
probably two players need to opt in, but otherwise,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
opt in. Yeah.
I will go with that.
all right.
And yeah.
You're not my lover, you're my rival.
I think you know, not that it's I mean, it is of course a cliche, but I mean, I think it's a cliche that happens for a reason. It could be the whole thing
Yes.
of like Mayhem collapses after the blast and Antares is and wrecks the deck enough that Antares is sort of knocked forward and landing on top of Mayhem. So there's a little bit of a on top of each other face to face moment there. But as we see the two of you making eye contact in this position, the purple glow from Mayhem's eyes fade.
For the
Well,
moment.
Vanguard say, no PDA.
Shut up.
So I think that we will cut away from that back to the others. So Vanguard, you were persuaded to not rush off, but then you just saw that all happen with Antares and Mayhem. You, Curie, and Flair are still kind of back at the start of this Lazy River circuit and the walkway, and so you have that obstacle still to clear.
Hmm.
Is that something I could, the lazy river, something I could potentially like parkour over?
I mean, I think so. I mean, basically, like I said, what you've got is a zombie-packed walkway alongside a lazy river where is the occasional zombie on an inner tube. But I could absolutely imagine you doing your little acrobatics, boing, boing, boing across the inner tubes.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Like, I think I can make it across. Flair, if you can get Vanguard, I think you should have no issue either.
Vanguard's like, I should be able to jump. It's not that far. I'm pretty strong.
Well, so basically, what we're going to get is an Unleash Powers move for anyone who's trying to clear the obstacle.
Oh,
Well, I mean, I can
oh,
just fly over.
Yeah.
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 Vanguard
this is
will
gonna-
unleash power and try to jump across.
Okay.
Come on, kapow, because I want this to go.
See.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
it's a
looks
hit.
we got
Yeah.
an 8 for both. Which
Okay.
basically just I think what is happening here is just that you do it, but rather than marking a condition here, I think it's just a matter of it's unstable or temporary, meaning if you wanted to try to go back, you would have to clear it the same way, right? Like you've
Yeah.
gotten past, but you've not like dealt with the problem. You've just now managed to be on the other side of the obstacle.
Because I think it's funny, and because he just gained this, he thinks he's jumping, but because flight is the other thing he unlocked, he starts to fly, and he would like to careen into the two lovebirds that make
Yeah.
Oh,
And I have an offer for Curie, is because her thing is the dexterity and the acrobatics and all that kind of stuff, that how
Yeah.
she gets across it, she's actually bouncing from zombie to zombie to zombie up the lazy river.
No, that's exactly what I was envisioning.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So like you guys see Vanguard be like, yeah, I got this, and he tries to jump, and he just
John Carter in the beginning of A Princess of
Yes,
Mars.
exactly.
And I think Antares and Mayhem have just stood up. Vanguard bowls into the wreckage of the bar.
And all you hear
Oh.
Vanguard say is, "Oh God!"
Oh no.
Oh.
All right, so I think you have
That's gonna be
now
exciting.
gotten to a part where there is more pool and more decking, but like it's it's of the same sort of type that you've seen, but there is ahead of you now another great big interior space where there's no going around it on the outside, and it rises up over you, and you have the impression that it looks like some sort of a big auditorium or performance space that is on your side of this interior area, where if you can get through there, the bridge must be on the other side of that.
Okay. Think we're. Oh yeah. Go over, grab one of the three that has fallen over. And I think we're almost there.
Okay, let's do this.
All right. I've been fairly quiet all along. I've kind of been just kind of walking along and sipping my drink and occasionally just hopping over things.
Nobody's bothering you.
Nobody's
one's
been
bothering
bothered, so,
you.
yeah, just
By the way, if this was a real comic book, I would want on every page, just one panel of Flair just casually just sipping a drink, just having fun.
Yeah, just
Got it.
acting utterly unbothered in the background of every other
Okay.
panel.
Yeah.
Well,
Like the
chaos.
like
Yeah,
the community episode where
and it's
Abed
like, oh, it's on the other side of this wall, is it? All right. And just summons up a huge ball of flame and tries to just blast through that wall.
Okay.
Can Flair get drunk? Or could Flair allow themselves to get drunk?
What are
Um,
you drinking? Where did you get your drink?
There was a cooler along the way that had
Okay.
cans and ice and just
All
Point
right,
it out.
you are now infected, by the way,
okay.
for just drinking
Oh,
drinks
yeah.
available on the ship. Yeah. So, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I think you find that this just contributes perhaps towards your unbothered state of just you know, maybe I don't know if you even kind of necessarily realize fully what's happening, but I think if anyone else looked close, they'd see a little bit of a gleam of purple in your eyes.
Oh dear.
But you can certainly unleash your powers to try to just like blast open a, you know, like I mean there are doors there already, but you can certainly just blast a hole.
Yeah, 9.
Okay, yeah.
That's why I was asking if you could get drunk or could allow yourself to get drunk.
That's a question I haven't yet thought of for Flair. He could probably get drunk on something, but it would be some completely weird element,
Ooh.
and I have to
Oh.
think about what that might be.
Lithium.
Yeah.
Um,
Could be fun for it to be something might more typically be encountered though.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
But yes, in any case, I think though that what you discover when you do that is you successfully create this big sort of blast hole that would be easy for everyone else to go through now.
Mhm.
But I think you find there's a part of you that's like, oh, it looked so nice. So I'm going to have you
Oh.
take a condition.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I'm considering that was an unleash your powers moment. I'm going to take hopeless.
Okay.
Oh.
So I think that you are, you know, 3 of you now are dealing with, you know, the encroaching infection of this whole process. But you have now made your way to, you see through this big hole that's been blasted is what looks like a lobby with various entrances that will go down to a big, you know, performance space like a concert hall. And there's a great big sort of like geodesic dome sort of overhead that looks like it could have you know, stuff projected on it.
Man, that just sounds so cool. But this is a zombie cruise ship. Urgh. Yeah. Okay, that's one way to get through the door. Yeah,
The only way out is through, I guess.
yeah, I guess
Through
so.
into the other side, into the thing and out the other side. There's got to be a way out. Another way out. Like back doors to this thing.
Well, we want to go up
Through
and
entrance.
through, so let's go.
Yep.
You all hear Vanguard say, "Oh man, I bet it'd be cool to catch a show here." And he's gonna try to get into the center of the amphitheater part.
Great. Yeah. No, I think you can easily just like make your way into that performance space area.
Nice.
It-
Romeo,
Yeah.
wherefore art
Oh
thou,
well, so
Romeo?
what I was just suggesting, this is a little bit like if you are in the lobby. So like if you go through the doors, you will be like up in the back rows of the big
Yeah.
amphitheater.
Oh,
And
nice.
so you can just move into that area, but like as you enter that space, it's huge interior space there, and the amphitheater is full of these zombies, but you
Oh,
see
crap.
that the ones closer and closer to the stage look more and more like desiccated, and they're like not moving. They look like the ones that have maybe been there the longest and have been most
Oh.
strained.
Oh.
And then
Spotlight,
on the stage, so on sort of big, sort of the back of the stage, and then up onto the dome is this projected, looks like like a cruise ship commercial for
Mhm.
like all of our wonderful amenities, see our beautiful destinations, travel the world in style. All of that sort of stuff is happening
Mhm.
up on the back. But as you look down at the stage, though, with a big screen behind to show the close up, you see a woman in a tour director uniform standing at the center of the stage, and she says, "And they're here. Everybody give a big cruise ship welcome to the Harbor Kids. Yay!" And
Oh, dear God.
the audience kind of just goes, "Ah."
Oh, boy.
And so all of you are, like you can see down on the stage, you're a ways away. You can see her actually standing there, but there's a great big screen, so her face is huge
Yeah.
on the screen, looking at you, and she's
Ignore
just
the lady behind the curtain.
Oh no, that's the last thing she
Yeah.
wants you to do.
Yeah.
So now that you've all had the opportunity to see some of our ship's amenities for yourselves, sample some of our top shelf quality alcohol, and experience the many pleasures of our shopping experiences, I would invite you all to officially register for our cruise. What do you say?
Yeah, your amenities and shopping experiences and attractions honestly suck.
And Vanguard goes, I mean,
There's a little eye twitch.
Vanguard's like, I mean, that stage looks cool.
Vanguard?
And the basketball court was cool. Did you see the like water, the water slide? It was like big and went like circles and turn around. It was really cool. And then he pauses and goes, if I do that again, please kill me.
Yes, I will
Um,
do that.
So, at this point, any of the stuff that you're saying, it's 100% fine for it to just be dialogue. But if at any point you want this to start being like,
Okay.
Yeah.
provoking or any of these other things, definitely, you are able to do that now. You are now officially in the presence of your
Yes,
real
the
villain
boss.
here.
Yeah.
Also, by the way,
I
have any of you
honestly-
seen Tropic Thunder?
Hmm.
So if you know Tom Cruise's prosthetics, like the big Popeye-like arms with the hair on them,
Hmm.
that arm with the fake Rolex on it, it looks like that now. It's big, it's got hair on it. There's starting to be this
Nice.
like Hawaiian shirt appearing now.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
I,
Yeah.
Oh.
Bad tan
So-
on that arm too, by the way.
Yeah,
I
I
would
think
say definitely for what Kiri's doing to the director.
I say what is it Kira doing?
Provoking the
Oh.
director.
To do what?
Um I think it's like basically to try and open up some sort of give an opening for us. Make some sort of
So
uh,
I know
or-
I did just prompt
Actually,
this, but I
I
think okay.
I have a different idea.
Well, I
To reveal the power. Reveal
okay. What I was going to say though is I know I prompted this, but it does say when you provoke someone susceptible to your words. I think at
Oh,
this
yeah,
point
yeah,
she wouldn't
okay.
be.
mhm.
okay.
So sorry, I know I set that
Yeah.
up, but and I asked for it, but yeah, I
All
think
right,
in this
well-
case,
Actually-
yeah.
Flair is like, if you need to mind control people, it's not a sales pitch. It's not. You're not. That says an awful lot about your product. And Flair is just gonna zoom at her, fist out,
Okay.
Okay.
just
Directly engaging a threat.
directly engage. Yeah, because, and even though my danger is -1, I'm going for it because, what the hell?
Hmm. All right. So that's when you directly engage a threat, roll plus danger. And look at that. That's a full
Oh,
hit.
10.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bam.
So on a hit, you trade blows, but on a 10 plus, you can pick two from, resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity, impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
I think I'm gonna not take any return hits. Um,
Okay.
and I'm tempted. Torn between create an opportunity and impress them. I think I'm gonna create an opportunity.
Okay.
So it like throws her off balance.
Sure. Well, so you're going to give her a condition regardless because of the
Right.
the trade blows. But if there is some additional opportunity, I mean, I can perhaps offer one.
Um, sure. What you got?
Okay, I think that so you're just swooping in for just like literal like punch, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just yeah.
So yeah, I think that what ends up happening here is that you punch her
Oh.
and she sort of flies backward into this screen that was behind her, and she suddenly has like there's a micro expression of fury on her
Mhm.
face, and crackling out from her like purple lightning is this energy that just and just destroys the screen behind her.
Yeah.
And now there is like purple sparks falling and like blasting out from lights all over this dome, but also a lot of the zombie crowd goes oh. And so the opportunity here is that she in her anger has kind of destroyed part of what she has been using to pacify the
Right.
zombies.
Right. Sure.
Um, mhm.
I'm if if this is too much for one roll, can I have like channeled the purple stuff that I'd gotten into that? Like took control of it, or is that going to be that's
Oh,
going to
do you
require
do you
more
want to
rolls?
like not have it in?
Yeah,
infect you?
yeah. Like I was using her energy against her.
I think that
More
that's
than
maybe
okay.
not something that can be an add-on for the original move.
All right,
Now,
then that's
Yeah.
fine. What happened? Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
okay.
good.
And in fact, I think that what she is just going to do, she looks at all of you and just says, "Mind control. You don't understand what my power is at all. I'm simply showing people how much they can enjoy the wonders of a cruise vacation. Perhaps I should show you." And from that point, the three of you that are infected are all suddenly, it's as though you were just, it's like a switch flipping in your head. Now, right now, for this moment, there's nothing sinister about this at all. You have won tickets for the best vacation ever.
Well,
The problem is, two of your teammates just they aren't persuaded yet that this is that this is going to be fun. You just have to convince them.
oh boy.
Now, this is not something I am just completely saying like you are completely out of control, but I think all three of you, in order to continue acting on your own right now, will need to overcome an obstacle or tell me some other way that you would be resisting this impact. Obviously, also the two of you that are not affected can help or do your own things. But for the moment, she is essentially, she's saying it's not mind control, but it's kind of just like,
Mhm.
it's
Right.
like,
It's
a
still mind
semantic
control.
question, perhaps.
Mhm.
I,
Yeah.
I,
It's not mind control. It's definitely mind control.
Yeah.
Okay. So
How
I
did
have
you-
a passive move called Alien Ways.
Okay.
When you openly disregard or undermine an important Earth custom in favor of one of your own people's customs, shift superior up and other label down. And I'm thinking of the whole concept of the vacation.
Mm-hmm.
is alien to the Sun Dwellers.
Hmm.
You know, you never stop being who you are.
Sure.
And Superior is also the the assess the situation
Mhm.
attribute. So but
I
I'm
I would allow in this case
Mhm.
you to do and assess the situation where the basic kind of premise of it is that like to sort of see what's really happening and not what she's
right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of what I want to do. And like this whole power is kind of based on, you know, very human point of view.
Mhm.
And at his core, Flair doesn't really have that.
Yeah.
He's got a kind of superficial understanding, but doesn't actually
Sure.
have it. So can I um the um the custom that would be like taking the place of it is merging.
Okay.
And so what Flair wants to do, okay. No, you know what? This may actually be more like provoke, but what Flair wants to do is give her his perspective.
Okay. I think right now you have to sort of overcome the influence
Okay.
first. That
All
could
right.
be something theoretically that you might like in the provoke, as we were just talking about, it's when you provoke someone susceptible to your words,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And so, for example, Pierce the Mask is a move that includes how could I gain influence over you?
All right. Can I do the passive move to raise superior and lower something else?
Yes. And so
Okay.
I think if you wanted to do that to increase your superior and then do assess the situation, I think that
Right.
could perhaps clear
Yep.
the
That's
effect
okay.
that's on you right now.
That's what I'm going to do. That's what
Okay.
I'm going to do.
Look at that.
I'm
12.
rolling
Full
so
hit.
good,
Yes.
and I'm just not getting those check marks.
That's
Uh,
okay. So, but it means that you get to ask 2 of those questions and have a +1 when acting on the answers.
yeah.
What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? Greatest danger? Most vulnerable?
Yeah.
End this quickly.
Um, I think I already know the answers. What here can I use
Hmm.
to make her vulnerable to being provoked?
Okay. That's well, I mean, she would be vulnerable to being provoked if you have influence over her.
Right.
Right.
So,
And so usually that's a different move to ask that. But let's
oh,
see. I
okay. That
think
would be
what
a
here
pierce
can
the
I
mask move. Yeah.
yeah, that's a so it's and because it's a different stat, I don't really want to just make them
No. Yeah.
equivalent.
Yeah. It's absolute. That absolutely
Yeah.
makes sense.
So what here can I use to I think it would need to be kind of something in the fiction and not
Right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Can we? I mean, I rolled a 12 there.
Mhm.
Considering that what I was trying to do was actually pierce the mask, can
Okay.
we just
Would you
use use the roll there instead
um yeah,
and make
okay.
it a pierce the mask roll?
Sure. Yes.
Okay.
Well, okay.
All right.
No, I take that back because part of what you were the assess the situation
Okay. All
was
right.
to
Well,
overcome
so,
the
yeah.
influence on you.
So okay, we're overcoming the influence.
Yeah.
What I need to do is gain influence, and I can do that by piercing the mask. So that's the answer to that question. Is I need to do a
Yes.
pierce the mask move.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you
Um,
have now regained control of yourself, though, and you will
right.
have a
And
+1 to attempt to do that.
right. Okay.
Yeah. And you have one other question too that you could.
What here's in the greatest danger?
I think what you realize is that all of these zombies, though they have been the threat and some of them look really poor off, you have the impression these might well be people that could be okay if you could undo what's been
Right.
done to them.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
they
they kinda
are
knew that
very
anyway.
vulnerable in that regard because, you know, like it would be easy to just like destroy them or, you know, fight them or
Mhm,
hurt them, but
Mhm.
these are people, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, so honestly, they are in the greatest danger at this point.
Right.
So that is, you know, Flair has overcome this attempt to control her, but Vanguard and Mayhem are their eyes are glowing purple. Who's doing something?
I think Mayhem, at least physically, she's got like she's got dueling Hawaiian prints
Yeah.
going on. It's like one half is the yellow with the blue and orange hibiscus, and the other one is red with the green and purple hibiscus, and
Mhm.
so it looks awful. Uh, and it's like one half of her is the blue jeans with the wheels, the ship's wheels,
Mhm.
and the other half has turned into like a sarong, like half of a sarong down her leg.
Jeez.
uh, and her shoes are still the purple and blue sandals.
Mhm.
I think she's kind of caught in a loop because one, she's got an angry condition because, you know, as much as this seems to be like an awesome opportunity, the other guests tried to hurt Curie, and that's not great.
Mhm.
And two, she's still feeling guilty about you know, the work that she made more difficult. And, you know, I won this vacation maybe, but, you know, the guys I work with don't get this opportunity. And, you know, if we don't, it's just like the competing emotional conditions are making it really hard for her to really enjoy it.
Mhm.
So for that, I'd like to reject the influence.
Yes, that's absolutely a perfect move for this. Um,
Okay.
so that's when you reject someone's influence, you on a hit, you or let's see, you are just going to. I think it's just you roll straight, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so on a 7 to 9, you can when you let's see, on a hit, you successfully hold to yourself and tune them out. So you do reject their influence, and you can choose one of the three: clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong, or shift one label up and one label down, your choice, or cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them.
Okay. I'd like to mark potential and um, immediately, you know, go to confront them,
Okay.
um, and you know, to support Flair.
Okay. So are you just leaping forward to also what punch?
Yeah, to punch and try to take the amulet if she has one.
She doesn't seem to have an amulet,
Oh, yeah.
but
Okay.
yeah. So you can go ahead and directly engage a threat.
And that is an 8.
Okay. So on 7 to 9, you're picking one of those things to resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity, impress, surprise, or frighten.
Um, I think avoid their blows for the moment.
Okay. You are still inflicting a condition on them, and you're not taking one back. That's the move. But I think that yeah. So let's see. Um, I think yeah. There is a um, as you punch her. Well, I guess just describe the. You're flying across this space with a just powerful leap. You're flying through, these purple sparks that are almost like concert pyrotechnics, and then
Mhm.
just like just a punch, or like what's the move?
Um, actually, I think I'd like to grapple her
Okay.
and to just like kind of hold her in a like a full grapple so she can't move her arms.
Okay. Well, so that's kind of like that would be something like create an opportunity for your allies, right?
Okay. Okay, in
Um,
that case, I'll do that.
okay.
Let's do it that way.
Sure. So you've inflicted the condition and you've created an opportunity by temporarily grappling her. You are, however, going to take a condition of your own.
Okay. Um, I think afraid,
Okay.
because this is getting really kind of intense and there's no real obvious way forward that she can see.
Right.
Yeah.
Um.
You know, I am so glad that you held her down because as Vanguard hears her voice, you know, talking about, showing the greatness that is this cruise, he goes over to her, awkwardly because he tries to jump over and it's weird. Like, it's like if you ever seen someone trying to walk in a bouncy house.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he gets over there, it's it's not that he rejects her influence, which he is, but it's actually just because he's like, I will totally stay here on this boat because I think I need a vacation, but my grandpa doesn't think I need a vacation. He thinks I need to save people. And there's like a lot of people here on the boat that needs to be saved. And like, if my grandfather finds out that I didn't save these people, he'd be really mad. But hey, maybe if you come with us when we go show him this thing and like you can convince him that he can go on a vacation. If my grandpa could go on a vacation, it'd be really, really amazing. He's just super preoccupied with trying to figure out how he can sell this to his grandpa
Okay.
that he is going to reject her influence because he's like, my grandpa could use a vacation. Maybe we could put that in the cake too.
Oh god.
You
Um.
could be holding you could be holding the lady from the cruise ship.
Okay. So I think you're still doing the reject someone's influence.
Yeah, he's just really caught up on what his grandpa thinks
Okay,
because
sure.
his grandpa was the last one to actually change his
Yeah.
label.
And maybe in there's a recognition that like your grandpa probably wouldn't approve.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll your 2d6. Oh dear.
Oh
So
no.
yeah. So yes, in roll 20
Wait.
has offered an actual oh dear. So go ahead and
That's
mark
amazing.
potential. Yeah. On a miss,
Um,
their words hit you hard. Mark a condition. And I'm going to move your savior down and your mundane up.
Oh no.
And I think too that so you pick which condition you have, but I think that Vanguard,
Yeah.
you have turned your new ability on your teammates Antares and Curie.
Oh
And
boy.
you guys hear him go, guys, what are you doing? This is a great opportunity. And he says that he's like, see, watch. And he bears it on you guys.
Yeah.
oh boy.
So
Okay.
Antares, Curie, you're about to get shot.
Yeah, I think Kiri is going to basically just dash up to the director.
Well, okay, you are about to
Well,
get shot.
Okay.
No.
If
um,
you
oh,
don't
okay,
want to
oh,
just take that hit, you're going to need to do
no,
something about that.
Antares is going to get in the way of the shot because
Okay,
Antares
so
figures he's
Antares
more
can
durable.
defend Curie, but like I
Yeah.
said, generally speaking, in this game, if
Yeah,
I've presented a direct threat on you, if you don't deal with that threat, you're
And
going to
you
take the
hit
hit.
that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
So,
going to defend.
but
I'm going to defend
Antares can
Curie.
defend Curie. So roll plus savior for your defend.
All right.
Oh, God, there's a line of people.
That's a 7.
Okay, so on a 7, yeah, you keep them safe, but it costs you. Either you expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation.
I'll escalate the situation. Let's stroke up the drama. Yes, I
yeah.
know you want to know that, Jason.
So I think what happens is that as you you maybe grab his arm and deflect that shot, it's more like a beam, right, and not like
Right.
a bullet, right?
Right.
So I think as it sort of you grab his arm and deflect it, it sort of streaks across the ceiling and starts. And you see this enormous dome is starting to lose its integrity,
Oh,
and you can
no.
see it's starting to crack and crumble, and it looks like parts of it might start falling on the crowd soon.
Oh dear.
But Curie, you are protected from that blast. You could run up towards.
Yeah, now I'm going to run up to the director,
Mhm.
and I am going to try to pierce the mask.
Okay. So when you pierce someone's mask to see the person beneath, roll plus mundane.
Yes. Okay, no influence, so.
Okay.
Alright,
On a 7 to 9, yeah, you get to ask one. You got an 8. So what are you really planning? What do you want me to do? What do you intend to do? How could I get your character to blank? How could I gain influence over you?
How could I gain influence over you?
You can leave a review on their on like Yelp, Super Yelp.
Bravo.
So
Hmm.
saying that you will is insufficient. You need to take the action to actually post a review.
It's not a Yelp review. It's a new thing called Yeet.
Yeah,
You
but
gotta
if
leave
there
your
is a review up on the site, that is something that would give you influence over her. I think that what you the way you see that is as you go up, and you're just like looking her in the eye and trying to get a sense of like who is this person in there. You see a little like pamphlet sticking out of her breast pocket that says, please consider giving us 5 stars on Super Yelp. If I did not give you a 5-star experience, please tell me how I can improve. So you see all that, but in the meantime, though, I think that, she's temporarily grappled and she's been made like insecure, and I think that she's like looking around and realizing is like perhaps it was too early to try to recruit supers. And she suddenly, you all feel the deck lurch beneath you as though there's been just like a big wave coming by underneath. And so she is going to, she's attempting to like wrest herself free. So this is like everybody is suddenly like very off balance. And you see the dome is starting to crumble more. She's trying to like basically struggle free, and she's going to succeed unless someone like stops it.
If this thing transforms into a giant mech, I'm actually going to be pretty impressed.
Oh gosh, now.
Yeah, I think Curie would be like, would go in, like, seeing that about the 5-star experience, be like, if I had to rate my experience on this cruise, just a short time at this port, I would give it 1 star.
I'm reiterating.
Yeah,
Telling her that
I
won't
know.
do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to actually do it.
Just-
You have, yeah. So if you had like a smartphone or something, like you could.
yeah.
We're trying to keep her like held
Yeah.
down, right?
Right. Yeah. Right
Yeah.
now she's
Yeah.
she's trying to struggle free. Someone needs to like basically do something to overcome the obstacle she's created, or else she'll get out.
Yeah. Flair takes his her at this point her sunglasses off and plants them on the deck and is going to try to alter the whole ship
Whoa.
using the alien
Whoa.
tech move.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. So,
I need to roll freak.
yeah.
Um,
Well, so before you roll,
Taking the
let's
gloves
talk a
off,
little
too.
bit about what it is that you're trying to do. So alter the ship is one thing.
Yeah.
But like I think that this is not the sort of scale where just rolling a 12 means just instantly you've got the ship under your control, right?
no. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they're just going to stop her from.
Oh, yeah. So if it is limited in scope to preventing her from getting away at this time, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely what I'm trying to do. Yeah.
Actually, kind of have a way that I can imagine that
Ah!
working.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, though,
You know,
unfortunately,
at least I
that
get to roll
no.
potential.
yeah,
for,
finally
mark
get to mark
potential for once.
potential. Yeah, so that's a 4. That's a miss. So does that move have anything special for the a miss?
On a miss, the device works but has an unintended side effect that the GM will reveal to you when you use it. And I'm using it right
Oh.
away, so there's an
Yeah.
unintended side effect. I still
So-
prevent her from leaving, but there's something else happens as well.
Right. What I was imagining might happen if it worked is that the rest of it would almost like create a little bubble around you where the rest of the ship is lurching, but somehow within that bubble it's staying just perfectly the same.
Okay. So we've like wrenched this section of the ship free of everything else. And
Yeah. And so I think that let's see. No, I don't think that is exactly what happens. That was just sort of
Okay.
like one idea. You were trying to like, stabilize the ship.
Yeah.
I think, unfortunately, what happens here is that gosh, I think
Maybe it starts sinking. I don't know.
no, I think what happens is that you end up like, okay, I know what happens here is that you successfully make the ship stop lurching at the cost of having all of that kinetic energy transferred to you.
Oh, okay.
And so
Oh.
Flare suddenly, like all of this energy that was causing this entire big cruise ship to go vroom, is now right
Oh,
into
no.
Flare, who's going to through the wall and off into the
Oh
sky.
my god.
So
Okay.
I think you could take a condition for that.
Okay,
Condition in
yeah.
orbit.
Yeah, so this is not a you are completely out of the scene, but
No,
it's going to
yeah.
take a minute to get back.
Yeah.
But yes, and so go ahead and take a condition there.
Yeah.
And I think that she does manage to, in the chaos there, get free of the grapple. And at that point, she is going to, I'm just trying to, I think she pulls out one of those little whistles and trapdoor in the stage opens beneath her and she drops out of sight.
Okay.
But in the meantime, the big dome is crumbling and you see pieces of it starting to fall, and none of them have hit any of the zombies in the auditorium yet. But also, Vanguard, I think, is still trying to.
Trying to shoot me, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're in
Yeah.
this sort of ballet of death here.
Yeah,
So-
we're entangled, as it would say.
Yeah.
I'd be entangled with two characters as such, apparently.
I've got an idea that probably won't work, but I'd like to try it anyway.
Oh, sure, because I was gonna try something as well. So you go ahead. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I want to go to whatever kind of microphone. Like they usually have like a little plinth with a microphone that you can read off of. Go to the microphone and say, Happy hour on the lazy river. Drinks are 1/4 price. Move now and get your inner tubes before all the drinks are gone.
I adore that. I think that's a provoke someone move, but I love it.
Yeah. And I have -2 to provoke people, but I will try. That's why I'm questioning whether or not it's going to work. But
Well, you know what? Give it a shot.
okay. Who am I rolling?
Will you provoke someone as roll
The
plus superior?
Superior.
Plus superior.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at that.
That's-
That's a 9, which means if someone helps.
But no, but
Well-
no, but it's actually a 7 because it's not taking
Yeah.
the modifier into
Well, it's
account.
got a -1 on it.
Why wouldn't it take the modifier? Into
Oh yeah, it did. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it did.
does. You're
Okay.
right.
Yeah, that's one of the nice things about the Roll20 implementation here is that if you
Yeah.
Yeah.
have the condition marked, it does do that. So that means it's a 9, which is already a mixed success. But you all have 2 team.
Kiri is going to, let's just say, 1/4 price drinks. Yeah, let's go.
All right. So with spending a team there, we can make
Yeah.
that a 10. And on a 10, they rise to the bait and do what you want as the zombies start getting up from their seats and moving towards the exits.
Okay.
And I think that as long as someone can sort of hold off the crumbling dome for sort of like one more turn's worth, they'll all be able to get out safely.
And that's what I was going to do because I see that my wonderful teammate here is holding my hand from stopping me from shooting him. But how are your ears?
Normal for now.
So you all see Vanguard puts his hands together, open them very wide because he is
Oh, no.
super strong,
Oh, clap.
and Hulk clap towards the ceiling to try
Okay.
to not only get out of the hold, but keep the glass or the dome from falling down on him.
Oh, okay. See,
Oh.
I assume
It's angled up. It's going to be
So
very
you're trying
loud.
to blast it outward.
Yes.
So
Okay, and I think this is not a real physics situation where the shockwave would extend in every direction from the source. Okay, yeah, sure. So that seems like an unleash your powers.
yeah.
Because I buy that even under the influence, you don't want the zombies to get crushed.
No. And also, I can't go get drinks if I'm crushed under some
Mhm.
weird dome. Like,
Yeah. So I'll allow that here. Look at that. That's a 7 to 9. So
Yeah.
I think that yeah.
because
I
9's a mixed success, right?
Yeah, so it's either market condition or it's if unstable or temporary. I think what it is here in this case is that, as I mentioned, if you could sort of keep it from collapsing, sort of one more turn's worth, essentially, they could get out. And so I think that you have managed to. I'm just trying to think how a shockwave would stabilize anything.
I do it, but it rocks the boat because it's unstable,
Hmm.
and that mini bar was actually there, but it gets knocked over.
I mean, I don't
because
know that there was a mini bar
Oh.
at all, right? I mean,
Oh,
Mayhem was
I
kind
was
of
mini bar
just saying,
got
the
like,
zombies
destroyed.
you
go.
just say it just so happens that there was one. Like
I think
Mayhem
what
got lucky enough
Yeah.
because I knocked it over.
I think what happens is just that the few pieces that looked like they were about getting ready to fall in got sort of blasted back out instead. And the rest of the dome looks like it might still be getting ready to crumble, but at least the pieces that were in most imminent danger of falling are sort of pushed outward instead.
And I
um,
will.
Yeah.
But your friends are still causing problems here, and even some of the ones that were persuaded are now, you know, at least one of them is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll mark the condition of angry because
Okay.
I really wanted to go get. I really wanted to go. Like,
Well, no, you don't need to mark a condition because
Oh,
I
okay.
made your success
Yeah,
temporary.
temporary.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but in any case, so Flare, I assume you're on your way back, flying back.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, flying back.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we just so Antares, what are you doing?
I'm going to try to get Vanguard out of this mind emotional control.
Okay.
Provoke somebody?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's provoke some.
Remember a
right,
plus
so-
one if you have influence over them, which
I
you
do.
do.
Mm-hmm.
I roll plus superior.
Oh, can we train?
Oh,
Oh,
that
dear.
did not
Yeah.
work so well.
Well, that answers that question. I was gonna say, can a PC change another piece, try to change another PC's labels? But I bet the
Yeah.
miss won't do that.
Well, not on a miss, yeah, for sure. But generally speaking, yes, you can.
Yeah.
But not on a miss though. So I think unfortunately, whatever it was that you were trying to say, Antares, is just like Vanguard's not in a place where they can hear you right now.
It got drowned out by the clap.
Yeah.
Possible.
In the meantime, like Mayhem, Curie, you see Antares and Vanguard back up further back in the auditorium, struggling, and the cruise director has just dropped through a trapdoor,
Is the
seemingly
trapdoor
intentionally.
YOLO.
Yeah.
is the trapdoor still open?
Yeah.
YOLO.
I
Yep.
think we
Yeah.
need to follow.
Yeah, I think Curie and Mayhem are following her.
Okay.
Is that what you're trying to say, Nathan?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I think that you dive through that trapdoor and find yourself sort of falling through some kind of like a dark like chute. It feels strange too because like suddenly you don't feel like this is a space that belongs in like an actual real cruise ship. Suddenly you really can't see anything because it's dark, but if anything, you have the vague sense of it's like being inside some large living thing.
Hmm.
Well, given that the uh, ship was growing,
Yeah.
it makes some sort of sense.
So you're kind of following through this tunnel, but it's also kind of like the tunnel is almost like an esophagus, sort of like pushing you down.
Yeah.
And so I think that you find that you are suddenly aware that there's heat coming below you, and you pass by where there's like a little window, and you see you've fallen into like the engine room area of the ship, and that you are inside big transparent boiler.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And standing outside is the cruise director, looking satisfied with herself.
Oh.
And so you are about to fall into. No, you know what? I think you fall into water that is currently at about waist level high, but it's hot. It's hot like a hot tub right now. And then
But-
you see
yeah.
that she presses a button, and you hear, whoosh, and there's like flames bubble, below you now.
Uh-huh.
So,
Oh, this is
and she
this
just
is like 60s
says,
Batman.
doesn't have to be this way. Perhaps I got a little, overexcited trying to recruit supers on this voyage. If perhaps you and your team would just depart the ship, then perhaps we can leave it at that.
I think in response, Kiri is going. Kiri is going to reach in, reach into her natural pocket, like basically in her top, and pull
Mhm.
out phone, smartphone,
Okay.
let's see. What what is the appropriate information to leave a review of your
Well, so I'm going to just go ahead and suggest you don't need to ask her that, right?
well
Like
like
she's not going to
as
answer
like
those sorts of questions.
flavor as Kiri starts.
Okay, so but I'm going to just say I think that like she doesn't look like she's asking your opinion. But
Mhm.
if you want to get on your phone and start doing that, I'm actually going to slightly modify the rule here, where this is going to be the equivalent of an unleash your powers move, except you're going to roll mundane and not freak.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would still have hopeless effect.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So it might be like we might have to like manipulate the dice
actually,
a little bit.
honestly, I'm gonna just go ahead and roll freak because it would have the same effect.
Okay, well,
With
but what I'm saying is that this is not a freak thing.
no,
This is
my freak is at 0, so
okay.
my mundane with the -2 would be a 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, but
Okay.
okay. But see,
Yeah.
the thing is that because you have the condition, it applies to the move, and so it did still do the -2.
Oh. Oh yeah, shoot. Okay,
Okay,
well,
so if the
yeah.
so
Okay.
it rolled a 5 and a 4,
So 9.
and so what's your mundane?
Mundane is 2 plus
Okay,
2.
so +2, but then you would have a -2 because
Yes,
of
sir.
the condition, so that's a 9. So yeah, but on a 9, I think, um, I think that you are going to manage to leave the review, but perhaps in the process of you feeling like you should have been able to just tell her this stuff and not have to leave a review on the website, maybe you
I
get a little bit angry about it.
yeah. Yeah. Oh,
This
yeah.
is territory. You are leaving an unpleasant review on the site, and so I'm going to suggest you take the condition angry.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
It fits.
so give us the first couple of sentences of this review, and then the star rating that you post.
So the star rating is 1, and it's like the staff was rude. I could not. Yeah, none of my requests were uh, even listened to. No attempt was made to follow them, and and even
Sales
so far,
sales sales salespeople were pushy.
yeah, salespeople were pushy, definitely. Yeah. And when even I attempted to uh, seek uh, seek uh,
Redress.
resolution up up as far as the cruise director and was completely ignored.
Okay. So I think as you hit post on your smartphone, she shrieks just like as though she is in terrible pain, and the two of you see as she like just drops to her knees, clutching her head. Just, ah, 1 star, 1 star. And so she is taking the the hopeless condition on top of what she already had. And as you realize that, like, she is completely losing it, and you see that this purple lightning is like shooting out from all over her, and you hear the ship start to like groan and creak and shudder in an alarming way. You're not sure this ship is actually going to hold itself together,
Oh boy.
and she's
Yeah.
just having this complete freak out here. So Antares and Vanguard, you are still up on the deck there. Vanguard, you're still having trouble that now it feels like your Antares is ruining your vacation at this point.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So, and so Antares, or I guess either of you, if you have another thing you want to try to do to try to break this free, it's not been going great so far.
No, it's been a slap fight.
I would, I will allow in this case, um, Vanguard, that you could perhaps have, like we could imagine like a little flashback of you imagining a conversation with one, with Gunpowder Guardian or something like that, and try to use that to sort of reject the influence. Just as a way to flavor another attempt at that move if you wanted. Or if you like, I mean,
But
there could be anything, like you could just like try to slap him out of it too, whatever you guys want to do.
No, he could absolutely slap him out of it, and it'll make him remember this moment where his grandfather was like, "Now remember, every so often you'll come across those hypnotists. Back in the day, I had the Mind's Eye and the Swami Savant who like to hypnotize people. So what you gotta do is you gotta bite down hard on your thumb." And so you see Vanguard do this, like, kind of look around, and he kind of almost like he's conflicted, and he just chomps down on his thumb.
Okay. So let's have this be another reject influence move.
Ooh!
Oh,
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
So,
oh no.
this is yeah. So I think
Hmm.
this is continuing to not go great for Vanguard here.
My vacation
So
sucks.
mark another condition. How many are you at now?
I have only got one left.
So if you mark one now, that's full.
Nope, I have one left after this. Hopeless is the
Okay.
only thing left. I've
Okay.
got afraid,
Yeah.
angry, guilty because of something happened earlier, and insecure.
Yeah.
And to be fair, hopeless is a good thing to have left.
Yeah. So I think that, yeah, so this is, I think what little piece of you inside is still reckoning that you're being controlled here is actually, is feeling like you have failed and let your team down by not being
Oh.
able to wrest this off yourself. Antares, what are you doing?
I can probably see this like whole flashing and he's failing, and it's like, how can I actually get him? I don't know where Mayhem and Curie went. Flare got knocked into the next century, so this place is falling apart. So my instinct is I think I need to basically grab Vanguard and pull him out of here. Possible. I'm gonna Flavis is like using my powers to like jet us out of this auditorium and to
No.
safety. Yes.
I mean,
My
this, even though
vacation.
he's resisting, this could still be a defend.
Yeah. No, my vacation.
Yeah.
No, yes, your vacation. So let's start. So let's
My
give this a
cabbages.
go.
I put in PTO days for this.
Okay. So
oh,
here we go. That's a
All right.
7.
So I realized that for this defend, we haven't always been doing this the way that I think it's actually written here with the 7. We're just saying it works and you cost 1, because it actually says on a hit you keep them safe and choose one of the things on the list, and we haven't always been doing that. But with the 7, it means that you are going to keep Vanguard safe, and then you can also add a team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition. But then also it is a mixed success, so you're going to expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation.
I'm going to expose myself to danger. I'm going to take the hit here. I'm basically,
Yeah.
yeah. So yes, and
I think, yeah.
Sacrifice defense in its full
Right.
escape mode.
Well,
Correct.
I think in this case, the expose yourself to danger is that he's resisting you, right?
Yeah.
He's fighting
So he-
back, and so I think, yeah, that's
Yep.
going to be another condition for you.
All right.
But you do get him out of this crumbling dome, and you can see that there's lots of these zombies milling about on the deck, but things are starting to look like shuddering, and there's like sort of a list over to one side. And Flair, as you have flying back, I think that you see this cruise ship in the harbor is like shaking, and it's almost like distorting. Like how big it is almost like it's like there's interference or something, and it's kind of like shuddering,
Mhm.
looking smaller at one moment and then bigger again. And it looks like it's like tilting over, and maybe is there you see like cracks appearing in certain spots along the decking.
Okay, well, my first thought is that we don't want these hundreds or maybe even thousands of people zombies getting dumped into the harbor. Um, yeah, he's gonna fly down and use his um, influence on the ship to set off an abandoned ship message somehow.
Okay.
Get everybody off the ship.
So is this a new influence on the ship? Were you?
I'm just gonna try and influence the ship again.
Okay. So the alien tech move again, but
Yeah,
to
yeah.
okay. Yeah. Great. Look at that.
Full hit.
10.
There it
Full
is.
There
hit.
we go.
Nice.
Yes.
All right.
So yes.
Okay.
What is the announcement that plays?
Just okay.
All
So,
hints of lifeboats.
um, the red alert sound from the original series Star Trek starts playing, and red lights come on all over the ship. Um, and and we've always been hearing from the cruise director, but Flair is good. This is your captain speaking. All passengers will please exit the ship and in the immediate time now,
In orderly
please.
fashion.
And like lifeboats pop out and gangplanks extend and
Mhm.
we can get all the zombies just all you zombies just get out of here.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. I think that works.
Oh.
You know, like the announcement plays, the gangplanks extend, et cetera, and the zombies do seem to be proceeding to the exits as directed.
Yeah.
My drinks.
Oh,
They were going to be cheap for once.
I thought this was all inclusive.
You have to buy the drinks package. It was a
Yeah.
ripoff.
So, Mayhem Curie, you are currently in the process of getting parboiled.
Yeah.
In a very strange clear glass boiler, I guess. Gosh, weird things happen inside magical cruise ships. That's how it works in this one.
Yeah. I'm going to directly engage the threat and try to punch a hole in glass.
Okay. Well, I think in this case that it would be an unleash your powers, because it's
Okay.
like it's you're trying to overcome an obstacle or reshape your environment.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you have your physics thing, right? So
Yeah.
so
And I also have Mark angry. I can take +1 on going to unleash my powers.
there you go. That works too. So, go ahead and unleash your powers.
That's a
Alright.
12.
Look at that full hit. So yeah, so I think you just punch right through this this glass boiler, spilling it all out, sending glass flying everywhere, and you do it in such a way that Curie is not ripped to shreds. Good job.
I think what more likely would happen is like the water will start pouring out and
Yeah.
Kiri will just be carried along by the current and up safely over any edge.
Yeah. Well, and Curie, you are now in a position where you still see the cruise director there in tears on her knees, and having left a review, you have influence over her. So you
Yeah.
could try the provoke move now if you wanted, or you could do something else.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to try and provoke provoke.
Okay, when you try to provoke someone susceptible to your words, say what you're trying to get them to do and roll plus superior.
Okay. I mainly I would like to possibly get her to just give up the power that she has.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow.
12,
Hit.
full hit.
Nice.
So
Ooh.
how do you do it? What do you say? She looks devastated, freaking out, like full panic attack here. But she looks up at you, and what do you say?
I will kneel down, bring myself to her height, and say, you know, I bet in a different situation you would be a pretty good. You could run a really good cruise, but all of this you've let it go to your head. You know, I don't have powers. You without powers, you could just you could do your job and craft a wonderful experience for all all sorts of people. If you
Um, if people have seen the anime Spy Family, or Spy X Family,
Mhm.
there's a particular way that they draw the daughter's eyes when she is crying and teary-eyed. And I just envision that that is what the cruise director's eyes are doing right now. They're just kind of like wobbly and like, you know, tear filled. And she just looks up at you and just says, I just wanted to give people a good vacation. And I think as she's saying that, you feel the ship beginning to sort of decidedly like shrink and compress. And you, Mayhem, Curie, and the cruise director realize fairly quickly here, like, you need to get out of here. The ship is like shrinking around you right now.
Uh-huh.
And so, but it does look like all the power is going out of it, and it's sort of reverting to whatever it would have been before the power transformed it into what you had seen.
Mhm.
okay, yes, time to go. And Kiri is going to help the cruise director up and
Mm-hmm.
like
And Mayhem is going to pick up both Curie and the cruise director and book it.
Great. So let's get one more unleash your powers there, Mayhem, or defend someone could apply if you felt like that was better.
No, I think Unleash My Powers is
All right.
probably our best bet.
Great.
And that's a 7.
Okay, with the 7,
Ooh.
yeah, you know, you do it. I think in this case, what I'll say is how the effect is unstable or temporary is basically that you blast right through the side of the ship with no problems and get the three of you out, only to realize you're now just above the water, and so you fall into the water.
Oh,
at least
Yeah,
at least I know how to swim.
yeah. And the thing is, the Halcyon City Harbor is a lot cleaner than it used to be.
It's not saying much.
There's like it like there were times when it just was incredibly polluted and, you know, dangerous and smelled bad, and when it was hot and all that. And it's dramatically improved since
Yeah.
then. Doesn't mean it's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Especially since this is the part where like a lot of ships go through here, you know, it's
yeah,
just like,
yeah.
but you land with a splash, but otherwise safely, and look as this ship that was just towering above you before is now like in fits and spurts, uh, shrinking down to various iterations of a much smaller ship. I think all of the zombies have gotten offloaded at this point. And I think Antares, you watch as the purple glow goes out of Vanguard's eyes, and all of the zombies on shore seem to all kind of collapse at once. and start to revert back to whatever they were wearing before.
Thank God.
So, did we make it off this cruise ship without actually harming a single civilian?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, you blasted a few out of the way with a shockwave at one point, but you know,
Technically, not.
I think they got roughed up a little.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah,
all.
yeah,
But
No one's harmed.
Yeah.
bumps
So
and bruises.
yeah. So
And you guys see Vanguard go, booyah! That's what I'm talking about. I can save people and fend off weird zombie tourists. Let's go. Let me see Shotgun Arcana do that.
I'm glad you're back to normal, Vanguard. I really am because you are scary
Oh,
when you fight
And
me.
he's like, oh my God, so sorry. Did not mean that to happen. But-
you could have put a hole in me with that gun.
But-
That's a cool weapon you got now,
But
though.
it was better the second time. It was far more concentrated, far more stable. I think I could do this more often now.
So as Mayhem and Curie and Flair too are watching the ship, it eventually has shrunk all the way down to basically an extremely simple, no frills houseboat with on the side of it written, "I need a vacation."
Oh, oh,
Oh.
wow.
Nice.
And I think that the cruise director is now like her uniform like has not changed into not being a uniform anymore, but like it looks like it's kind of like old and worn. Not to mention, wet and probably a little bit oily.
And, Vanguard's like, so how long have you worked on this ship?
I think she's not in any state to really answer questions right now. She's just
And he's
I think she's fainted, in fact.
Yeah, yeah, and Kiri and Mayhem just like pull, I work together to swim to a dock and
Mhm.
keep her unconscious body self
Well,
up.
so here's a valid question though. What do you do with her? I mean,
I think basically first let's get her to land
mhm,
or someplace dry,
yeah.
and
I think we need to turn her over to the authorities. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what superheroes
Yeah.
do, right?
yeah,
Yep. Call
There's got to
the-
be
There's got to be a branch of the police in Halcyon City that handle
oh
super
yeah,
villains.
they've got one of those revolving dealios where you just kind of put the person in it and spin it around, and then they're on the other side.
I was going to say you put her in this little cylindrical cell, and then it floomps through a little hydraulic tube,
God.
or pneumatic. I mean,
Pneumatic tube, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Floomp. Anyway, no, I think that as you have like she seems like she's fainted, right up until you're about to like hand her over to some I don't know, police officers, or like,
Yeah.
we could literally have it be sort of like superhero liaison. How about?
yeah,
And at that point, suddenly she's actually not as fainted, and she's saying, "No, wait, just a minute. Can't we talk about this? I mean, I had the best of intentions, but I think that's perhaps what we hear as she is led away." But I think that as you sort of collect yourselves, there's an awful lot of people sort of meandering on the docks there, and at least some of them seem like they might have actually been actual cruise passengers at some point, because they're like no longer in zombie mode, but still in kind of tourist get up, and are just kind of like, well, I thought we were supposed to be back to the ship by 2:15.
oh,
Yeah.
Well,
But-
we've saved the day, so now it's time to go.
Yeah, now it's time for us to go and
Yeah.
let real superheroes handle that.
Mhm. And so I think we have an excellent panel of the Harbor Kids basically vamoosing from the
Mhm.
part of this
Still in
situation that would
tourist
require
gear.
paperwork.
Still in
Yeah.
tourist
Yeah.
gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Need a vacation from this vacation.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's where we'll end our adventure for today. And we can do our end of session moves.
Yes.
Yeah.
As always, everyone needs to choose one of. Do you grow closer to the team? Do you grow into your own image of yourself, or do you grow away from the team?
Flair's growing closer to the team. Um, uh, I think I can't really point to anyone in particular, but just like, everybody just accepted, oh, here's these disguises, put them on, and they just did. Um, and and so yeah, I'm going to clear a condition. I also should be able to clear take foolhardy action without talking to team on
Oh yeah,
insecure
I
as
think
well.
we settled that was going to
Yeah.
be you were doing that last time, and now that scene is over.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So I'll clear the insecure and also, and you know what? I'm going to mark potential because otherwise I'm going to hardly have any potential from this session at all.
Mhm.
So I'll leave my other conditions in place.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Vanguard will grow into his own image of himself because he unleashed his actual key marksman ability here.
Mhm.
And I will shift freak up and mundane down.
All right.
I'm a little conflicted on mine.
Yeah. If you would like to decide later, that's okay. You don't have to do it on the spot if you can't decide.
Someone else go.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think Mayhem is definitely growing closer to everybody. And she's gonna she's gonna clear her guilty as we discussed.
Mhm.
And she's going to mark potential. But
Alright.
I think she's going to keep afraid and angry for a little while, unless someone helps her out with that.
Okay.
I had an interesting session. I got entangled in two different ways, so I think I grew closer to the team of like Flair with these disguises, fight with Vanguard, and then the entanglement with Curie. So I'm going to give influence to not Curie, Mayhem.
Yeah.
I'm starting to give influence to Mayhem over me and mark potential.
Yeah. Who did Mayhem give influence to? Or was that explain?
Well, yeah, Mayhem, yeah, did you decide who made you feel welcome? And I mean, I think she's probably given influence to the people she was talking about already.
I think,
Everybody's already got influence on me, so.
yeah. I think for influence on Mayhem, I think, I think Flair's back on the list.
All right.
Okay.
Just because, okay, clothing choices aside, no, that was a really good idea to try and blend in.
All right. So, Curie?
Yeah, I think I grow closer to the team,
Mm-hmm.
and I think, I don't think there's really anyone I can give influence to.
So you don't have to over focus
Yeah.
on that part. The more important
Right.
part, as far as I'm concerned, is explain who made you feel welcome. And then if
I
that's
think
someone who already has influence, that's okay.
Yeah, I think I jumping into the trap door with mayhem was yeah,
Mhm.
and basically, you know, mayhem getting Kiri out of the boiler and opening up to give take out the director.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And I'm going to not clear condition and mark potential because I have not had opportunities to do it today.
All right, great. Sounds fun. So thank you, everybody. And we will find out what next awaits our teen superheroes when we return next week for more superhero adventure on so many levels.
So many
So
levels.
Many levels.